Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's show. Welcome to Advocate Information Highway. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke. And I'm sorry that I haven't hosted my shows in quite some time, but I've been going through some personal issues, and which one of them was that my husband had an important operation, and I've been taking care of him. So, but things are better now for the both of us, and I'm back to hosting my shows again. So, anyways, I just got done hosting my show, Equality and Rights for All, on Spreaker.com, and we've discussed two major topics on there, and I'm going to discuss them on this show as well. And those two topics are the U.S. border issue, and the second topic is the upcoming possible government shutdown. So let's get right into the first topic, the U.S. border issue, in which I'm sure you've all heard that the issue that happened in Texas, in which there was all those immigrants that were coming from Mexico and into the United States, and they were staying under the bridge over in Texas. And that became a huge, huge, huge problem. But now government officials have said that there's nobody under the bridge anymore. And that's because the government stepped in and they brought these people to wherever. And but it became a big problem for quite some time. But the government had to step in and deal with it. And so they did. And now supposedly there's nobody under the bridge anymore. And but like I said it before in prior episodes, the president and all the elected officials in the House of Representatives and in the Senate, they can no longer avoid the broken border system. Okay, it has to be faced head on and dealt with. Okay, and there's two sides to this coin, in which, for all the tree huggers out there who say we just gotta hug everybody and blow kisses at them, we're gonna accept everybody. No, there's got to be rules and regulations set. That's it, point blank. We do not have endless amount of property, meaning land. We do not have endless amount of land. Okay, we do not have endless amount of resources. Okay, these are just facts. It's not about being nice or being mean or whatever. No, these are just facts. Okay, and we just have to accept them. Not saying we have to like it, but we have to accept it, and that's it. And then, we got to protect all of our borders, okay, all across the board. All the cards need to be on the table, okay? I'm talking about from, protecting our borders from Mexico to the United States, and I mean from under the bridges, the tunnels, everywhere, all across the board, okay? We got to face it. We got to fix this. It's too much of a problem now. Okay. And are the tree huggers going to like it? No, they're not going to like it. But tough, too bad. We got to have rules and regulations. And it's not about being a dictator or whatever else. It's been the border is a major problem. We got to fix it. And the only way to do that is to have strict rules and regulations in place. Point blank. That's it. Okay. So now, with that also being said, okay, we also got to help our Border Patrol agents. They got a very, very, very difficult job, and we got to help them. Plain and simple. There is no two ways about it. We got to do that. These people put their lives on the line. So we got to help them as well. Now, um, whether that's what we got to do, and then you have the other issue that very recently, these people from Haiti, these Haitians, that went from Haiti to and then into Mexico, and then were coming through the waters again, uh, just like those people from Mexico did. They came through those waters and were trying to come to the United States, and these Haitians were met by the Border Patrol agents on horses, and these agents were apparently like whipping them and stuff like that to make them turn around and stuff. And do I believe that things could have been done in a more humane way? Yes. I'm not saying that what these agents did was legal. I don't know, because I don't know the rules and regulations for Border Patrol. But I truly believe things should have been, and maybe could have been, I don't know, in a more humane way. But you also got to look at it from the other side of the coin too. These people were coming into the U.S. illegally, and if you're doing that, you really can't cry so much if you're met by Border Patrol agents and then you're treated like that. I mean, you're coming in here illegally, and so you got to look at it from both sides of the coin. But now, the federal government is really upset with how these Haitians were treated, and so that's being investigated. And then, because now you got advocates like Reverend Al Sharpton that's saying to the president, "Hey, you promised to have the backs of people of color, and now this happened, so we're upset, and you got to step in." So will President Biden and the federal government step in? I do believe so. I do believe that this will be investigated, and probably, maybe, I don't know, whoever is found that did the whipping and stuff, maybe they'll be punished. I don't, and stuff. So, you got to look at it from both sides. So, but anyways, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The border issue is a very important issue that can no longer be swept under the rug. And to all the tree huggers out there, F you. Okay? It's no longer about hugging people and blowing them kisses and stuff like that. Fuck all that shit. Okay? We have to put rules and regulations into place. And that's the bottom line. That's it. There is no two ways about it any longer. And we have to do everything that we can to help protect the Border Patrol agents, like I said. But at the same time, we got to make sure that, that they don't overstep their boundaries too. Whipping people, I'm not for that, honestly. I don't think that that's right, and I think that things could have been done in a better fashion. So, but anyways, that's just my belief on it, and whatever. Now, like I was saying about now Sharpton, and he's stepping in and stuff about this, and he's been an advocate for people of color for many, many years. But I've also got to say this: President Biden has been a good advocate for people of color too. He's been helping people of color for many, many years. Okay. And, I think that he's all for helping people of color. There's no doubt about that. And when people of color and that when they have their advocates like Reverend now Sharp, and they say this was done to people of color and it should never have happened. We're just going to blame you. We're going to blame you, President Biden, because this should never have happened and whatever. Listen, he is going to deal with it. They've always helped the people of color, point blank. So don't go threatening him if he doesn't, act in 2 seconds of something happening like that. For the situation that happened, he didn't order it to happen that way. Okay, he is dealing with them. He said it himself. Those people will be dealt with. All right. Now, and speaking about with people of color and stuff like that, there's a situation that happened in New York City very recently at one of the restaurants there. And in New York City, throughout all 5 boroughs of New York City, the rules and regulations, the laws are as follows. In order to enter a restaurant or gym and stuff like that, you have to show legal evidence that you are fully vaccinated. And this restaurant had a sign, point blank, in black and white. It says, you got to show proof that you're fully vaccinated to enter this establishment. Now, what happened is a few weeks ago, these people of color from Texas came to New York, and they were wanting to go into this restaurant, and many of them showed proof of evidence that they were fully vaccinated or whatever. But apparently one of those people of color did not show proof that he or she was fully vaccinated. And this worker of the restaurant, this patron, or whatever you call them, the worker, who was at the front to make sure that she checks for people to show that they're fully vaccinated. When she found out that this one person did not show that he was fully vaccinated, she was not letting that one person in. And that caused big problems. It caused a lot of chaos. And what happened was these people of color from Texas, were hiding behind we don't have to show proof of we're fully vaccinated. We're from Texas. So listen, if you're from Texas and you come to New York, you got to obey by the New York rules and regulations. And New York rules and regulations are as follows. To enter the establishment, you have to show proof that you're fully vaccinated. That's it, point blank, whether you like it or not. That's the rules and regulations. So anyways, these people didn't like that. And then when the patron, the worker of the restaurant did not allow this person to enter their restaurant, it caused a big fight, physical fight, in which these people of color physically attacked. They first physically attacked this worker, and she's a white woman, this worker, and she was just doing her job. So now that these people of color from Texas didn't like the rules and regulations and thought that their shit don't stink and that they don't have to obey by the rules and regulations of New York City, guess what? You have to obey by the rules and regulations of New York City. That's it. You came to New York City, from Texas. If you don't like the rules and regulations of New York City, don't come to New York City. Stay in Texas. Now, with that being said, and this fight broke out, and these people of color got arrested and whatever. Now they're crying, oh, racism, racism, racism. Now they have the Black Lives Matter people saying, oh, these mandates are against Black people. No, it's not. The rules and regulations are for everybody to follow. Okay, the rules and regulations do not state only people of color have to show evidence that they're fully vaccinated. The rules and regulations are as follows: everybody has to show proof of evidence that they're fully vaccinated in order to enter the restaurant or gym or whatever. That's it. So now that these people of color didn't get what they wanted, they want to hide behind racism. And then who joins in with these people of the Black Lives Matter? Are white people who don't like the rules and regulations of vaccines and masks and stuff like that. So they're all against it. And they wanted to protest a restaurant and this and that. You know, the worker was just doing her job, point blank. And guess what? For all the white people out there that tagged together with the Black Lives Matter people, because these white people, they don't like the rules and regulations of showing the proof that you're fully vaccinated. They don't like vaccines. They don't like masks and stuff like that. And now these people from the Black Lives Matter movement are saying, this is against people of color. No, it's not. And then saying, these people of color were attacked at the restaurant. No, they were not. Guess what? When the video, which clearly shows that these people of color from Texas were the first one to physically attack the worker from the restaurant who happens to be white, okay, when that evidence gets shows into a court of law, all you shitheads are going to look stupid. And then these Black Lives Matter people are going to say, we'll trash everything if we don't get our way. And we'll tag with these white people that are saying, we're against vaccines, we're against masks, and all this other stuff. And we're going to trash everything and destroy everything. We don't get our way. And we'll act like a bunch of fucking babies if we don't get our way. No, that's not the reality of things. Okay, that's not how life works. Okay, you got to take responsibility and accountability in life. All right, and it's for everybody, all across the board, no matter what color you are, no matter what. All right, this is a health issue, and the rules go for everybody, all across the board. So for people of color, stop hiding behind racism. If another person of color does something illegal and gets caught, you got to say to them, fuck you. Drop dead. Go to hell. You fucked up. You're responsible. And we won't support you. We won't protect you. You fucked up. You're responsible for your own fuck up. That's it. Point blank. End of story. And that goes for white people too. Okay? So stop hiding behind racism for everything. Just like I'm against the white supremacists for all the illegal shit that they've been doing. Okay? I'm against the black people for hiding behind racism and stuff like that when they do something wrong. Everybody all across the board has to take responsibility and accountability in life for their own actions. That's it. End of story. Now, so when this issue ends up in court, okay, and the video gets showed, people of color, you're going to get fucked. Because that video clearly shows that the people of color were the first ones to physically attack this white woman that was the worker of the restaurant. The video shows it. Okay, the video don't lie. And this woman was just doing her job. That's it. And there's signs there that says for everybody who wants to enter that restaurant, they have to show proof of evidence that they're fully vaccinated. That's it. You're going to look stupid if it goes to court. And fuck all the To hell with all the protesters that say, well, if we don't get our way, we're going to trash everything and da. Nah, fuck them. To hell with them. No. Stop acting like little babies when you don't get your way. Stop having baby temper tantrums. Grow up. Start to act like adults for once in your pathetic lives. Pull your brains out of your asses. Start to act like you have some sort of intelligence. And take a responsibility and accountability in life. Seriously. If you don't get your way because you don't like what happened and you don't like the rules and regulations, you act like little babies. Little babies. And then you cry when you don't get treated like adults. If you want to be treated like an adult, you have to act like an adult. And you have to take responsibility and accountability in life. That's part of being an adult. Now, but getting back to the border issue really quick, there's something that I don't understand, okay? And even though I'm very glad that there's no longer a whole bunch of people living under the bridge in Texas and stuff like that, and I'm glad that has been resolved, there's something that I do not understand. How in the hell did these people from Haiti, they're from all the way from the other side of the earth practically, all the way to Mexico, and then walk through the waters from Mexico and into the United States? How the hell did they get from Haiti all the way to Mexico? It doesn't make any sense. Something sounds fishy, okay? I'm just saying, because if you look at the map, all right, this is for anybody who actually has a brain and knows how to read and do things in life the right way. If you look at the map, you'll see Haiti is way over here, right? Billions and billions of bodies of water, all right, all the way over here. And then you got Mexico and the United States over here. So how in the hell did they get from all the way over here, through all that body of water, to over here? Something sounds fishy, right? Just saying. So I think something really illegal was pulled. Just saying. To try to make Biden and the Democrats look bad. So, but anyways, getting beyond that, now let's get into the second topic of the upcoming possible government shutdown between tomorrow and maybe the rest of the week. The United States House of Representatives and the United States Senate are going to be talking about the upcoming bills to raise the debt limit and quite a few other things. And if certain bills don't get passed, then there's a possibility of a government shutdown. Now, a government shutdown is not good for anybody. Everybody across the table, everybody loses from both sides of the aisle. Okay? And for those that have upcoming re-elections next year, if you're not part of the solution, guess what? You're fucked next year. You're screwed, no matter whether you're a Republican or Democrat. Okay? Now, when a government shutdown happens, all federal workers are out of a job, basically. And this would be the worst time to have a government shutdown when you have a major pandemic going on. Okay? So the government shutdown needs to be avoided. Now, can things be extended? Can you get another week or two to avoid a government shutdown? Yes. So if you hear right now, government shutdown, don't think it's going to happen at that moment, because they can do an extension. okay, for like another week or two or whatever, to avoid a government shutdown. Now, to really avoid a government shutdown, everybody all across the board, both sides of the aisle, need to get their heads out of their asses, sit down at the fucking table, and put all the cards out on the table and come to a compromise. Compromise. What does that mean? That means that there's not one side that gets everything and the other side gets nothing. What that means is that both sides get a little something of what they want. They come to the compromise and come to an agreement to avoid the government shutdown. Because if there is a government shutdown, like I said before, everybody loses, especially from both sides of the aisle. Republicans who would turn around and say, I'm pointing the finger at the Democrats, it's their fault. All their fault. When it comes time for re-election next year, no matter whether you're pointing the finger at the Democrats, your own people are going to say, even though you're pointing the finger at them, you didn't do shit about it to resolve it. So we're also going to blame you. And you're going to get up in the ass with no loop. And that's going to turn into saying they're going to vote against you. You have a good chance of losing. You see, now, for the Democrats, you're going to be at fault too. You can't say, well, the Republicans didn't want to do shit to help out. It's their fault. They didn't vote for it. Stop blaming the finger at everybody else. Stop pointing the finger at everybody else. Okay? Take responsibility and accountability for you in life for your own actions. Now, what that also means is that no matter what it takes to avoid the government shutdown, that's what you got to do. For Chuck Schumer, who's the head of the Senate, and for Nancy Pelosi, that's the head of the House of Representatives, no matter what it takes to get the job done, to avoid the government shutdown, that's what you got to do. Okay? Once you get past the government shutdown, right, and avoid that, you can say, now we can move on to get other things done. Seriously. That's what you got to do. No matter what it takes to get the job done, if you gotta eat crow, so be it. Put some fucking salt on that shit. Oh well. You got to avoid the government shutdown, because otherwise it's a disaster for everybody all across the board. Okay, from both sides of the aisle. So, and stop the finger pointing. Stop it. Again, everybody has to take responsibility and accountability in life for their own actions. So, stop the finger pointing. Get the damn job done. If you got to raise the debt limit, so be it. Okay? No matter what it takes to avoid the government shutdown, you got to do it. End of story. Now, like I said, to also avoid the government shutdown, the government, the House of Representatives and the Senate can get an extension for even another week or two, whatever it takes, or a month or whatever. They can get that extension to avoid the government shutdown, and things can be worked out. Everybody's got to sit down at the table and compromise. And stop the nitpicking too, like I said. Stop all the little nitpicking. Oh, this tiny little thing's not right. Fuck all that shit. Whatever it takes to avoid the government shutdown and to get things passed, so be it. And not everybody is going to get everything that they wanted. Okay? Both sides get a little something of what they want. That's life. Okay? So, anyways, I want to remind all my fans out there about the website, the business that my husband and I have together called AWLDNY. The link to there is awldny.com. And you guys can check out all the products on there. And we've added a whole bunch of new products. And all the products that you see on there, we actually make ourselves. All right? so you guys can shop to your heart's content. And also, don't forget to go to my other website called Advocate Information Highway. And the link to there is AIHNY.com. And you guys can check out all the pages on there. On the homepage of the website, you will see the link to my internet store on Zazzle.com, in which I designed a lot of products, and they're up for sale on there. You'll also see on the homepage of my website the links to the 2 books that I wrote, and you guys can purchase both of my books as well. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.